So, hi there guys, welcome once again to Jonesy Plays. I did have another video lined up for today actually. I was going to play a game called Tricky Trucks, but for some reason my computer was not happy with the frame rate and it was running at about 2 or 3 frames per second. So that was pretty impossible to deal with. So instead I've gone to a bit of a backup and I'm going to be playing Thomas Was Alone, which for those of you who have never heard of it, it's a fantastic game. I'm going to explain it to you and you're going to think, what the hell, how is that such a good game? Basically, you play as the character Thomas, who is a square, a 2D square, and it's basically a puzzle platforming kind of game, and you've just got to work your way through the levels. You find other friends along the way, different shapes, different sizes, and basically there's a story being narrated throughout the whole game. That's Danny Wallace, the fantastic Danny Wallace, who's an English sort of comedian, writer, producer kind of guy. He's also the voice of Sean in the Assassin's Creed series, for those of you that know that. And honestly, I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but I'm going to just play you a bit of it. It's not going to be a long video because I urge people to go out there and buy it. You can get it on Steam for, I don't even know how much it will be now. I think it's maybe between £5 and £10. It's not very much, but it's just a fantastic game, and I'm going to leave a lot of the talking basically up to the narration and just show you how lovely and fantastic this game really is. So let's get going. Just the storytelling of it, the music throughout, and just how simple it is really. It's just fantastic, it really is.
Thomas was alone. Wow, a weird first thought to have.
So here's Thomas. This is who you control, and this little thing here is like a teleport thing which you have to get to.
Decided to start listing his observations for posterity. 1. The whole alone thing. 2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where. 3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was almost as good at falling as he was at observing.
As you can see already, the storyline and storytelling has a big part to play in this game.
Okay, interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think. What if there was some kind of inverted fall? Some way to... what's the word? Jump.
So, I mean, it's funny throughout.
Worked. Thomas had solved the great inverted fall mystery.
There's sort of sad moment. Honestly, I don't think I've ever felt so immersed in a storyline or felt so close to characters for a hell of a long time. And at the end of the day, they're just 2D shapes, and also there, look, you can see like the shadow in there in the graphics. Like I say, it's so simple, but yeah, it's so fantastic. I mean, you know, I've been playing the new Grand Theft Auto game recently, and you know, all games like that, Assassin's Creed, things like that, and I've got to say, I think I enjoy this sort of game more. It really is that fantastic, and I definitely urge you to go on Steam and get this game.
A big jump, but Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here. It was pushing him, but gently.
Oh no, and I did fail. Typical. I'm going to be playing this game quite slowly, just so you can get a real feel for the narration and stuff. I don't want you to miss anything.
This all seemed a little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted. It was unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment. Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know. He seemed to be moving predominantly up and to the right, which might, or might not, be important.
you'll see all the different shapes and characters that come in actually have their own personalities, which you wouldn't think would be possible.
Paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always seemed to be one step ahead of his skills.
But it really is possible, and you will see.
Designed just for him. He wondered why. Was the world testing him? No. Too obvious.
When the next character comes in. Sorry, I keep pausing for the narration, but I really want you to hear it. So you'll see the levels going up there, so I'm 0.8. I think how it works...
The thing about the boiling, toxic, glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it.
Yeah, I think it's at the end of each sort of chapter that you meet a new character.
Water. Not good. To be avoided.
So we'll see a new character at the end of this one, who is the same name as me. That's Chris, not Jonesy.
Loneliness was getting to Thomas. No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that.
Trying to remember where I actually go. It's quite a while since I've played this. I actually haven't completed it just yet. So I mean, I think I've gotten near to the end. But yeah, some of the levels I'm going to have to remember what I'm actually doing.
Thomas had a new theory. The world was training him. He could feel himself getting smarter. There was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation, he'd become a pretty skilled jumper. He was evolving. He just wished he had someone to share it with.
Come on, Thomas. Whoops. I certainly have someone to share it with soon. Come on! This is taking longer than it should do. Come on! There we go. Oh.
Chris took an immediate and deep dislike to the skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this Thomas think he was?
So see, there's Chris's personality already coming through. Whoops, hang on, no. So basically the characters have to... oh, what's happening to my frame rate here? This is not good. The characters have to sort of help each other out. Come on, the frame rate isn't helping here. There we go, that's better. Let's pick it up. Yeah, the characters have to help each other out. So you can see Chris is a lot more grumpier than Thomas, and with that he doesn't have a higher jump. So he's sort of the not the sort of evil one. He's not evil, but it's just sort of brings a downer on everything, and he's not really too happy about Thomas being there. So
Chris had been doing fine. He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times.
So as you can see there, you can't jump up that bit.
Technically graceful, probably the wrong word, but you know, fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
He's talking about me there. Skinny little runt. I'll have him for that. Whoops. See, and Thomas just wants to help him, but he doesn't have it. Well, it does mellow a bit, to be honest. But like I say, I haven't even got to the end, so I don't know how the story finishes, but there's a lot more characters to come and different secrets and things. So I think I'll take it to when we meet the third character, and then I'll leave it there really, and leave you to go and experience it yourself.
Was more like it. A glowy white thing. Only Chris could get to it. Which of course made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him?
So let's move them all up.
Great. Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously, this made the whole switch pressing thing entirely worthwhile.
Come on, Chris, stop being such a down. I'm not like that in real life. It's no reflection on my personality, I think.
Was this good? Because on the surface, it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined in. Sure, he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point.
Whoops. Missed that one completely. And missed that one completely. There we go. I love this music for some reason. I don't know why, but I just absolutely love it.
Chris stared at Thomas with pure hatred. He seemed so very happy at their situation. Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness. That would be fine. But it was all the obvious observation that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot. He hoped the next portal would split them up, if only for a few levels.
Even just the noise of Chris jumping, it's just a more whereas Thomas is more yeah, I'm excited, I want to do this. It's just, it really is fantastic. I'm trying to remember the name of the actual, I think, is it Mike Bithell? I'm not actually too sure how to pronounce it. I think it's Mike Bithell or Mike Bible or something. Oh, yes, I meant to go across there. But yeah, he's an indie game developer, and I think he's got another game out, or another couple of games out. I can't remember what the titles of those are, but definitely go check him out. I think he's also on Twitter. There we go, and down there. I think we should be coming towards the end of this little chapter. Oh, here we are. There's a new character. John.
He knew that this was his chance. A moment to shine. This was game day.
Whoops. Let's knock John out of the way. John's a nice character, we like John.
This would not do. John needed room to show off his exceptional skills. As it was, he was trapped on the wrong side of these little dot things. Where did they come from, anyway?
You will see in a minute that John has a very, very high jump.
John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome. Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to use, time to show those little dots how it was done.
How do I have a button to press? I can't. Yes, I do.
John
Just to make it easy for
decided
the
to
little
press the
guys.
switch to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies. You could tell from the sympathetic expression he practiced in the mirror all these years.
Danny Wallace is just absolutely brilliant at this kind of thing, he really is. He's also the guy behind Yes Man, which is one of my favourite movies with Jim Carrey. He did a book first actually of it, and it's the film that's based on that book, and it's again, if you haven't seen that, then I keep pressing between the wrong characters. Then go check that one out. It's very funny. So there we are, Chris. Can he make it all the way here, or will he need help? He'll need help. Bless him. John can probably just bounce his way to the end. Yep, he can go there. There's Thomas. Can he make this jump? Yes, he can. Oh, hang on. No. I think Thomas needs Chris. Oh, will he need John to jump over that? Yep, he does need John. Right, sorry John. Knock over here for you. There we go. And finally John. Oh, hang on, if John jumped up... Oh, John can't jump up there. Right now. Nope, he needs Thomas. Whoops.
John was happy to keep helping. He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help.
Well, that is helpful, John. Thank you very much. Go through first. Oh no. Chris, you go through first. Oh no. Well, he can't jump up there then, can he? Yes. Let's try this again. See, it's a simple game, but I do actually quite like. Oh, for Christ's sake, the puzzle solving. I mean, it is quite. I say simple. I was struggling on it for a while, but they do start off quite simple and they do get harder as it goes along. But it's genuinely a fun game. Come on, John. Same again. Oh, right, let's move him up there. Can he jump up there? Oh, he can jump up there. Good old Chris. Chris will he be able to make this jump? Nope, he certainly can't, so where's John? There we go. Let's do this one by one.
He didn't mind them so much either. The red one, Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped.
Well done, John. You can jump higher than me. Whoops, too far.
The orange one was less immediately likeable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John.
Oh no. You can't make... Oh, can you make that? Ah. A matter of millimetres. Right, Thomas, your go. And John. On the hop. Don't even know what that achievement was for.
A floating target. This would require coordination, balance, and timing. John was sure the dots would be lost, but he was happy to guide them to triumph.
I remember what happens here. Oh, bloody hell, Thomas. Always in the way. Chris can go down his little cubby hole.
That's what the dots were for. They were there to extend John's reach, to make his performance even more impressive. John liked the thought. He decided to keep them.
Oh, if he goes... Oh, then Thomas can jump up there, can he? Oh, yeah, there we go. Simples. So what are we on now? Right. I'll introduce you to Claire, and then I'll call it a day on this video, and I expect everyone to go out and buy this game and absolutely love it and adore it. So here's Claire.
So, this was how Claire would die.
Oh no!
She knew it would happen eventually.
No!
She was rubbish at jumping, and she moved slowly. She felt a little like her continued existence was breaking some kind of natural order. The crumbling pillar was a dramatic death, she supposed.
Jump for safety.
What?
Oh.
Claire couldn't shake the feeling that she was not, in fact, dead. It was at that moment that Claire realised she had superpowers.
Super Claire! Right, maybe I'll play this one and we'll let you see Claire in action.
Need a cape. There was no getting around that. You couldn't be a superhero without a cape. Claire didn't want confusion.
Of course
If you saw
not.
a cape, that made matters clear. You knew what you were dealing with. Claire was all about communication. And, you know, floating in water, which was her superpower.
Hi, John. Right, there we are. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's one that I've always wanted to make since, well, ages ago, really. But now I sort of had a decent excuse to do it. So I'm going to try again with the Tricky Trucks game at some point, because that is a video that I want to do, because I think it's quite a good game to do. But yeah, like I say, I hope you enjoyed this video. A fantastic game. I hope just this little insight really showed you what it's all about. And I fail to believe if anyone can play this game without feeling a real connection to the characters, because it really is so simple but so beautiful at the same time. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll put a link to the game in the information below, and yeah, please do get in contact either here in the comments or on my Twitter at ChrisJonesLUFC, and I will see you all again very soon. Thank you for watching, guys.